Surprise, surprise. You know what? The gag is they're encouraging people because they don't want to hear their name. They want to wrap this shit up real quick because they don't want to hear their name. This legal documents, this legal battle, they're also encouraging. That's the message of concern. When he find out, he gonna be like, wait, what the what? Ashe to the ancestors, ashe to the universe. Let's get into this amazing reading for P. Diddy and the phone that the feds found. They said the feds found a phone, y'all. So anyway, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot and sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So this name came up before in another reading, Frank Black. And this is interesting because as I am shuffling the cards, that is what Spirit is acknowledging. That's Frank Black's phone. Now, they said that that was his alter ego or what have you, but let's see what the energy is in regards to the phone being found by the Fed. Spirit is acknowledging there's lipstick on the pig. It's been communicated that there are imbalances and or delays in the heart chakra. So this affects money. This affects boundaries, not having up healthy boundaries. And this also affects, thank you, Spirit, not being rooted or grounded. Excuse me. This could include a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus energy. This involves business, people, family, friends, and foe relationships. This is also acknowledging that one is not maintaining authenticity and not being grounded, being rooted, being genuine. This is also acknowledging that he's not listening to his higher intuitive self when it comes to this cell phone and the cell phone being found. Spirit is acknowledging there's lipstick on a pig. There is artificiality, denial, cover-up, trickery, superficiality, frivolity, foolishness, and needing to take a closer look. Spirit is also acknowledging that he wants to detach from this mentally, physically, emotionally, and or spiritually, but he doesn't have the fire. He doesn't have the power. He doesn't have his tools to disconnect. The fire is all about choices, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. For me, choices to do good or to do bad, but know that your choices are a direct reflection of what you believe you deserve. We also see water acknowledging there's anxiety, sadness, fear, depression, wanting to clear, cancel, and release that. Water sign energies would be like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And so there's this energy of wanting to detach, wanting to get away, wanting to go away, but there's this energy of not being able to. So I'll push it off. I'll put it off. I'll put it off. This is karmic. Whatever's on that phone is karmic. It creates karmic debt. It's been communicated that this involves passion for people, business, family, friend, foe, that this creates imbalances and or delays in the heart chakra, which creates total misalignment. He's stumping into this water to see his reflection, to take accountability and responsibility if he chooses to acknowledge, why am I here? What did I do to get here? And what am I going to do moving forward? There's a bombshell within this phone, within this situation and or information being revealed. I'm seeing the atomic bomb. Boom. Like, it's very intense. It's very loud. It's very chilling. It's very disturbing. But it's also mirroring. It's reflective. You know, Spirit is acknowledging again karmic debt. Spirit is acknowledging that this has a lot to do with pointing fingers and shifting blame. The throat chakra is still suppressed in that it can't speak in reference to passion for people, business, family, friend, or foe. There's sexual energy, creative energy, emotional energy. When I pull on the energy of this phone being discovered, Spirit is acknowledging there's this energy of a suffering fool filled with disdain, displeasure, contempt, poking fun, reading between the lines. And now is an opportunity to surrender, to have a come to Jesus moment, to revitalize the throat chakra and the solar plexus, to revitalize the throat chakra, to say what you need to say. And that there is fire behind that. There's passion behind that. There's choice behind that. If he chooses to have integrity due to divine intervention, surrender, and reconciliation, this is the windy road that he has chosen. And at any moment, he can get on the straight and narrow path. If he chooses, it doesn't mean that karma isn't going to strike. Karma ain't going nowhere. It's yours. It's yours. It's going to be right there with you. Anyway, this is the University of the Universe. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Okay, because this is the ride that he's chosen. Spirit said at any moment he could have overcome this obstacle, but he decided to stay here because it was people-pleasing energy filled with pride and ego. And now there's this thing about wanting to overcome it to return to a place of peace and resilience and strength. Because here, where he dwells, where he rested, there was boredom, monotony, small-mindedness, needing to branch out, move on. Novelty is needed. The feds found Sean Combs' phone. What's the energy around this phone? Spirit says it's in the middle of the deck. Shadow work. The sage. And knowing. Shadow work. Tapping into his deeper self, his subconscious energy, his subconscious mind, asking himself the questions about what is being hidden in the dark about him. It's time for that to come to the surface. Shadow work also makes me feel like the Hermit card, Virgo energy, isolation, introspection. Okay, so this is all about healing and understanding. This is about self-exploration and trauma. Shadow work represents a need or desire to look into the dark, often hidden aspects of the psyche and personality. True healing requires us to look deep into our shadow selves, to the core of our pain. It is time to turn your healing light inward in the dark corners of your being in order to illuminate light and grow from this elusive part of yourself. That phone is going to cause him to actually see what he's done, hear what he's done. He already knows it, but now he's in front of council, it feels like. Spiritual elders. And they like, now what you want to say? Like, make it make sense. We also have the shadow. This is wise intuition, the occult, elders, divination, and ancestral power. And it's interesting because I just said in front of spiritual council. The sage is the trusted advisor and voice of reason that we often are or seek in times of need. The embodiment of sacred knowledge, the keeper of stories and traditions, a wise person and guardian of the occult. We seek the sage when we are in need of healing and interpretation of divine messages. Well, they're there. And they see your shadow self. They see you. They see you. And then we get knowing, divination, intuition, psychic energy, and universal consciousness. Beyond faith and beyond belief exists a divine knowing. It's the energy of La Que Sabe, she who knows, and the wise women who come before us. Thank you, Spirit. Because every time I speak about the wise women, it's not abrasive. It's not rushed. She just slightly steps forward, like through the crowd. You can see her shoulders like kind of shifting, and the crowd kind of like moves. It's Kim. She's here. She steps forward. This situation is anchored in her spiritual justice. When you messed with her, that ended it all. Your karma was coming, but she fought energetically, very peacefully, very demure to make sure that now. And Spirit just keeps saying, because you took her from her children, you could have did whatever you wanted to do. But that part, that created imbalance for her. And she's getting her justice, her due justice, Spirit is acknowledging. It powers our discernment. It is the crone energy that we will one day embrace. Knowing is a spiritual power, a connection to the omniscient forces and energies that govern our existence. You are face to face with spiritual law. And that phone is exactly what they needed. Energy of the phone that the feds found. Spirit says it's in the middle of the deck. There's conflict with the mature man who now is acknowledging, because of that phone, he needs help. There's also this energy of the rising stars trying to travel, trying to leave. What else, Spirit? Trying to leave because of all the work and hard labor and efforts. It's a message of concern. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. From Jezebel. Red, needing to get rooted, needing to get grounded, staying in this root chakra. This is where they rest, in this root, in their root chakra, Jezebel. There's a message of concern with all this hard work that he's done in regards to manipulation. Okay. Spirit says keep pulling. What about the manipulation? This Jezebel is the high, like I'm struggling to say high priestess because I feel like that's a very high spiritual energy, but she's the queen of this fraternity sorority. She's the one who really pulls the strings. He, Sean Combs, is the low-hanging fruit, but she feels the pressure from the government, from someone of high honor. She feels the pressure behind this case coming her way. There's an expectation. There's an energy of concern. Wanting to ascend. But also acknowledging that there's abuse here. She can't. There's an energy of mentally and emotionally unstable because of where Sean Combs is and what is coming out. And that eventually it will lead to her. Now, I don't know what Oprah has to do with Sean. But okay. So y'all are soulmates. Got it? Y'all work together? Y'all do that brouhaha. Okay. It's a nice guy. It's a nice guy, Oprah. Is that what you think? Oh, hey. Yeah, but look. She's an ice queen, and she's looking for him to go to jail. You got to blame somebody. Somebody got to take the fall. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and this creates emotional pain for him because he can see this coming. Water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. The people are watching. Surprise, surprise. You know what? The gag is they're encouraging people because they don't want to hear their name. They want to wrap this shit up real quick because they don't want to hear their name. This legal documents, this legal battle, they're also encouraging. That's the message of concern. When he find out, he gonna be like, wait, what the And they working hard to... Whose side are you on? Listen, I don't want to tussle. I don't want to fight. There's no such thing as fairness in that game that y'all playing. The phone, Sean Combs' phone. Sean Combs' phone that was discovered by the feds. Okay. Spirit said this phone, the energy. Oh, there's more? Okay. It's releasing bad behavior to make people aware of toxicity and manipulation because there's a third party, a player who is indecisive and disloyal. I choose them with the mountains in the background, acknowledging ups and downs, and it's being communicated with the color blue. And then we see orange in the back. That's where your focus was. That's where your power was, this man with these women. And what was happening? Well, there was a hustler, a unique job, ex-worker, moneymaker. Really? This is obstacles. It creates obstacles. It's dangerous. And now there's challenges. And this is the energy on the phone. You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Drake, is that you? Okay. Spirit is acknowledging this phone. The energy of the phone, what's on the phone, has people bound. There's idealization around this fantasy. Look at this work. That brouhaha. Ha 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 ha. All right. Sean Combs. How does he feel about the phone being found? Who did it? Financial dependency, lack of stability, insecurity, reckless spending, losing money. Heart chakra has imbalances and or delays. This could be attached to Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but there's this energy of reckless spending, superficiality, failure. There's also this energy of him saying, okay, where do we go from here? Fire sign energy, Aries, passionate in the area of business, but also in the area of passion, finding a direction, expansion, foresight, trying to move forward. What's a new opportunity? He needs to take a chance. That's his energy. Like, what do we do now? What do we do now? And Spirit says what you do now is you stop. It's a lot of emotion, anxiety, sadness, fear, depression, acknowledging that this creates an energy of him being stuck in the past, revisiting his past, lacking playfulness. Do you remember that movie? And I don't know which movie, but it was like, oh man, Scrooge, where that ghost of Christmas past reminds him of all the things that he did, including the terrible things that he did to little Tim. That's what it feels like. There's this energy of boredom and independence and him still trying to fight for it, but him not doing the inner work, him not healing the inner child, because allegedly, energetically, that's where this all stems. Something happens to him in his childhood. Spirit says he's stuck and he can't move on because of this. Returning to trouble, running away from problems, slow to heal, with the Six of Swords in reverse. Ashe to the ancestors. Ashe to the universe. There's this energy of him having abundance, right? He's focusing on his money, his wealth, his prosperity, his solid investments. Thank you, Spirit. Security. Like, who can I pay? Who can I give money to, right? Spirit says there's a new direction. And that's his breakthrough. He's trying to pay somebody to help him with the Four of Cups in reverse, right? And Spirit says that this is going to be someone who he has a partnership with. This could be Gemini, like the president. Isn't the president a Gemini? I don't want to talk about it. Made for each other. Oh, what will be the outcome? Thank you, Spirit. I feel like someone said that to me some time ago when I first started doing these readings, that the president would pardon him. I don't know. What would be the outcome? Clarity, sound decision, a breakthrough, justice, new opportunities. The beginning of a conflict, though. There's a lot of hope and faith and asking for belief and creativity, putting in their intentions and manifestations with the Star card. However, in the middle of the deck, Scorpio energy in reverse. Spirit is acknowledging there's a coming back to reality, that there's anxiety. Cold reality ends your dreams. A lack of purpose. That'll be your clarity, sir. Sending a collective energy, love, and light. What's next in regards to the cell phone that the feds found? Slow pace, postponement, chaos. Things are slowing down. Hastiness, pessimism. Not prepared for that one. With the Page of Wands in reverse, hasty, impatient, impulsive, restless, unreliable, distracted, throwing water on the flame in the area of business, but also in the area of passion. Leo energy is in reverse. Sagittarius and Aries, fire signs in reverse. So root chakra has imbalances and or delays. You're not being authentic and or genuine, filled with anxiety. Lost direction, easily tricked, pessimist. But again, waiting on a breakthrough. Feeling like he can weasel his way through, and feeling like there's a new direction that he must take because of this now. With the Four of Cups in reverse, still a lot of anxiety. He's trying to push back what is coming. He's trying to hold off, but it's inevitable. The moon is in reverse, so he's trying to keep his secrets deeply burdened and hidden, but what you do in the dark comes to the light. And Spirit says with red clover, he's trying to tap into his luck and a second chance by sweetening a deal, subconsciously doing ritual, doing candle work, setting his intentions with fire sign energy. Spirit says there's a court case and he wants it to work in his favor because legal matters are at heart. With that mojo back, I've been telling y'all he's trying to get that. He's trying to get his stuff. Yep. He needs it. Who gonna give it to him? Not my business, not my problem. Y'all see that mojo bag? He's trying to carry it. He might even start wearing his clothes backwards like they do back in the... Nah, I don't want to talk about it. Y'all call me back.